It's a real honor for me to be here today. It's a pleasure. I've been competing professionally now for 25 years, and when I started, I was about their same age, and there was no program like this. I started at a bass club in Kalamazoo, Cal Valley Bassmasters, still an active club today. And, then there was no internet, there was no social media, there was no Facebook, no nothing like that. And for me, it's just really exciting to see the explosion in young anglers getting into the sport that I love, and I see that same passion. And collegiate fishing is really the driving force behind that. So, I've tried to really help. The Michigan College Bass Circuit. You guys fish that. A lot of you guys fish that. Some of our friends are there, and I got my two boys here, Jackson and Nicholas. They're seniors. This coming year, they're looking at colleges, and one of the big things for them is the college they want to go to has got to have a bass fishing team. So we've already done a campus visit to Grand Valley, and they liked it. It's definitely on the top of the list. They're going to look around a little bit. Some of the other schools don't have a program, so that's really important. And again, thanks to Sportsman's Tracker for sponsoring the team. There is a lot of expense involved. I mean, they have to have their own equipment. I can promise you, I know what the gas bills are, and being on the road, the housing and that. I travel and spend at least 250 days a year on the road every year, fishing tournaments and doing promotions and things like that. So it's a challenging lifestyle. But it's been great for me. It's something that I love to do, and I see the same passion in these young anglers all across the country. And again, the tournament organizations really have supported the collegiate fishing now. I mean, they all have great programs. They televise it. They aspire to qualify for the championships, both the FLW Cup, the Portswood Cup, and the Bassmasters Classic, which would be a dream come true. So for you guys to be ranked #1 right now, that's really good. It's a real testament to the work that you put in it, and it's really pretty awesome. So I'm humbled to be here today for sure, and I'm kind of really proud to know that my home state and the anglers that are here are really leading the charge there in collegiate fishing. So don't mess it up. I definitely wanted to come up here and say a few things, but really today's not about me. It's about you guys. So I'd love to answer any questions that you'd have for the guys on the team. What it's like out there on the road, or what it's like to compete, because I think you get a taste of that if you get a chance to ever get to the Bassmasters Classic. Have you ever been as a fan even? Anybody ever been to it? Yeah, you've been everywhere. But it's quite the deal. I think people on the outside that have never been to a major bass fishing tournament like the Bassmasters Classic, or even an Elite Series event, would be quite surprised as to what goes on and just how big it is, and the reach that it has, and how many fishing fans follow it around the country. For me, I live it every day, so you kind of take it for granted. I mean, I really don't think about it when I go to the Classic. Well, this year was the first year that I went as a spectator for the first time in 25 years, and it really opened my eyes. I did a lot of work for the TV crews, and I worked for all my sponsors at the outdoor show, and it's mind-boggling, that many thousands and thousands of fans travel to the event, and then just the online numbers. It's ridiculous. I got an email the other day from one of the head sales guys at Bassmaster, and they said, earlier this year, we did a little photo shoot with my rig, just KVD's boat, where they go through and take pictures of what's inside the compartments, and everybody wants to see what's in your tackle box, right? So they did all that, and the #1 thing on Bassmaster.com this year was that spread of my boat, and it had 2.9 million page views year to date for people to look at that. So that's pretty impressive. And some of these little videos that we do in that, just the YouTube hits that it gets and things like that. And you see a lot of companies that aren't fishing related get involved in our sport now. So like, you know, I mean, it makes sense for the Nitros and the Strike King lure companies and the Berkeleys and Ranger boats and things like that to sponsor collegiate fishing and things like that. But when you see companies like Carhartt and GoPro and Toyota getting behind all of these programs, they see the value there too. You know, I mean, the difference that I've noticed in my career is, you know, we had a lot of programs to try to get kids involved in fishing over the years, casting kids competitions and games and things like that they do at some of the events. But to have an organized sport and it's like a club type level at a collegiate level, it's a whole new world. I mean, you go to the Classic now and you see, I mean, there's teams from, I don't know, 230 different schools there this year. They're all got jerseys, they're professional, they're well spoken. You look, they all have a website, they have a YouTube channel, they're producing their own TV and videos and things like that. They're self-promoting it. And I think the timing is just right now with all these opportunities that we have for one team to communicate with another. So like if you guys got to go and compete in Texas someplace, it's very easy to get online, to send a friend request or something like that to one of the teams down there and learn about Lake Fork in Texas if you didn't go to fish there, or the Sacramento Delta in California or Florida. Back when I started, we didn't have that, you know, have the ability to do that. So social media has really, I think, been a big part of the growth in collegiate fishing, and it's cool. I mean, you guys have a lot of fun doing it. It's a blast. It's you know, one of the things that I enjoy about what I do out on the tournament trail is the camaraderie that I have with a lot of the other guys out there. You know, I mean, in any group, I mean, we got 113 Elite Series anglers on the tour, I think, is what we started the year with. And, you know, 112 of them are really good people. There's always one, right? You know who that guy is, right? I won't name any names. But anyways, it's a really good group. Everybody helps each other out, and that's what I see at this level. And that's why, to me, it's so important. And one of the reasons I'm here today to try to help support it. So, you know, I just hope that more companies get involved, and as the awareness grows and things like that, to me, it's just a great program. And you know, I love the outdoors. I think everybody that's here understands that. That's what it's all part of, and it's something that you can do for your whole life. And I've been competing professionally for 25 years, like I said, and I still feel like I have a couple of good years left in me. It is a young man's sport, without a doubt. It's pretty physical. We just had a tournament 2 weeks ago at Kentucky Lake, and I can tell you, you go and throw a 6XD and an 8XD and a 10XD, these big deep dive crankbaits when it's 90 degrees all day long, and do that for 7 days straight. At the end of the week, you definitely, I can feel that I've been doing it for a while. It's not like it was when I was your age, for sure, but I still feel like I got a couple good years left in me, and it's just exciting to know that one of these days, real soon, I'm going to show up at the Bassmasters Classic, and I'm going to see one of these faces there. So it's pretty awesome to be here. So, do you guys have any questions for me? Anything that I can, and not about waypoints on Lake St. Clair or anything like that. Yeah.
What advice would you give young guys that would like to follow maybe your footsteps? From here, what's the next step?
Okay, so that's a really good question, one that I get asked all the time, and I can tell you that the most important things to focus on is not fishing and learning a new technique or things like that. The most important thing that you can focus on at this stage in your career right now is your education. Because if the fishing deal don't work out, it's just like, I can tell you, there's tons of young athletes around the country right now that want to grow up and aspire to be a Major League Baseball player or an NBA player or an NFL or a professional bass fisherman or a NASCAR driver or whatever it is. And the reality of it is, especially in a lot of those types of sports, very few people ever make it to the top. But if you have a good education and a good background, and the biggest part of being a successful bass fisherman, pro angler these days, is understanding the business side of the sport. It's obtaining sponsorship and keeping sponsors, being well-spoken, being able to get up in front of a crowd, being able to represent a brand or a company, and understanding what a company might need. So you guys have a big sponsorship now with Sportsman's Tracker. So it's very important for you to understand exactly everything about their business, about that product, be able to use it, and be able to speak knowledgeably about it to other consumers. That's why they're doing it. They're not sponsoring you because they like you. They're sponsoring you because they want to help promote. In the end, they've got to grow their business. And one of the big things that it's important to understand about sponsorship is any company they have different goals, what they're looking for. You know, a company like Coca-Cola may sponsor a team just to get some increased branding. Or they may say, we want to sponsor a fishing team just because we need some hospitality. They want to be able to have somebody like a college fishing team take out some of their important clients, people like that, just hospitality. But in most cases, the bottom line is they've got to move the bottom line of their company. They've got to sell products to make it work for them. So you take a company like Strike King Lure Company. If they give you $100, they have to sell 7 to 10 times that in product to make that a break-even deal. So keep that in mind. If you're going to go to somebody and ask for $1,000 or $50,000 or $100,000, what that company has to be able to turn that into to make it work. So if you're going to send a proposal to a business or a company to sponsor the GVSU fishing team, have that planned out to show them how you can make that work from a business standpoint. That's the best way to get sponsorships, is to give them a deal they can't refuse. Show them how it's going to work for them, to say, hey, if you give us this $1,000 to help us with this expenses and that, this is how we're going to help you generate $10,000 in revenue to compensate for that, to be able to overcome that. And that's what you have to do. And the guys on the Elite Series, a lot of friends of mine and that are really, really creative about coming up with that process. And where most people have success in finding sponsorships is not going after the Ranger boats and the Bass Pro Shops and the Berkeleys and the Strike Kings of the world, but it's finding local or regional companies that are on the move, that are growing, new companies that need to get their name out there, to get their branding out there, to get the awareness out there, that are on the rise, and come up with a creative way to help them out. And that's how most of the guys on our tour get their sponsorships and keep them. You got to always quantify yourself every single year. I know, again, I've been fishing for 25 years. I've had a lot of success, but every single year I have to prove my value. I have to prove my value. I track all the media that I have, and that's really, really important. So anytime that you're in print, radio, media, things like that, anything that you do where you get exposure, it's very important to keep track of all of that, to be able to show, said sponsor that you're out there, that you're working with, that you're out there doing it. So you show them all of that from all of your internet stuff, from your website, the numbers that you have there, your Facebook fans, the interaction that you have there. All of that is important. And never before has social media been more and more important. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that is really, really critical to be somewhat active. Not overactive. Some people take it to a crazy level. You don't need to post 17 times a day, but to have regular social media interaction is important. Yes?
How do you get better?
I've been fishing my whole life, and I still learn every single time I go there. You have to have that passion to continue to be better. Just like, yesterday, Nick and I were out at my mom and dad's lake, and we're just there for fun. It's Father's Day out at my parents' lake. And I'm experimenting with new techniques, new things like that. I don't get a ton of time to go fish for fun. And when I'm fishing, I'm pretty competitive. Usually I got a job I've got to do, but even when I'm not, I'm always thinking and always working about it. And that's something that you can't teach. You either have it or you don't. I've seen it in a lot of different people. And it's just me. I'm just driven. When I was little, that's all I wanted to do was fish every day and do it. But I know to be competitive in this day and age, with the people that I compete against, I got to constantly be working to get better. And you can't motivate yourself to do it either. You have to be driven naturally. And I've been fortunate in my career to fish with a lot of different professional athletes from really every other sport out there, and a lot of other celebrities. And that's the one thing that I see in a lot of the really top-notch athletes in other sports is they just have that unbelievable passion for what they do. Of course, when they're with me, they don't want to talk about football or baseball or racing or whatever it is. So I've been lucky. I've got to fish with both President Bushes before. Again, a lot of different professional athletes, and it's very intriguing. I try to learn from them, every time I get a chance to go. Any more?
Just a comment following up on what you said about getting their education, being an old school teacher and having taught for 34 years. One of the students I had was Mark Dewey, went on to become a major league pitcher. And in talking to Mark, he said one of the biggest things that helped make him successful was having that degree. He was a Grand Valley grad as well. And he said that when he was in the minors, under pressure, had to perform. Some of the kids that he saw that were there had no back door. They were going to Burger King without it. And he knew he could fall back and rely on that education and be all right. And he took that and went on from there and made quite a successful career out of it. So it is very important. And I've been marshaling. I've talked to you about that. I really enjoy that. And some of the younger guys that I ride with, I can see how that pressure affects them as that day wears on, and you have to battle that pressure and that mental fatigue, and having that to fall back on is just very important.
I've been doing it a long time, and I've seen lots of anglers come into our sport and be there for a year or two, and it weren't cut out for it. It just didn't work out. But I've seen a whole lot of them because they have a great educational background, and definitely marketing and business management are great things to have going into fishing, and they have great careers in the industry. So they still work in the industry they love, have a lot of passion for it, still get to fish a lot, and are there. And I mean, I've got friends that I've met in the beginning of my career that are still working in the industry, and I've seen it through my whole career. So there's a lot of great jobs around the outdoors, in the outdoors industry, from everything from television production to sales and marketing, product development for a lot of these companies. And it's something, again, just like my boys are here today, I mean, all I can hope for them is that they find something as a career that they have a passion for. I mean, I'm lucky that I have a passion for what I've done, and I've turned it into a great career. I'm really lucky because I didn't finish college. I went to 2 years of school at Western, and my brother started D&R Sports down there, and we started in the boat business, and it was just, we were so busy and growing so fast that I literally could not take the time to finish college because I needed to be there at work. And I started my fishing career at the same time, and I was really lucky in that I had a job that I could go and leave for a week for a tournament and come back and still have a job. And so these days you just don't have that opportunity. And on our tour, it's very, very, very hard to make it as a professional angler now without a degree. Companies are not interested in anglers that don't have a degree. They're looking for business savvy, smart, well-spoken, clean-cut, young anglers that can represent their brands. And that's what you see. You see a lot of these young anglers. Brandon Polinick is a great example. Well-spoken, polished young angler, and that's what they're looking for now. So.
How has technology affected fishing in general?
Technology has changed our sport immensely in very recent years with satellite imagery, GPS navigation, mapping, side imaging, sonar. I mean, it's made it where it's a lot easier for somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience to come into the sport. I mean, a really good example, I've got a nephew that's fishing on the Elite Series. I think he's fished for 4 years now. and he did not have a lot of experience